What's good, y'all? Robin Marks on the check-in. I just want to share a quick story about my experience with We Should Write Sometime. So I was making a beat for a client. She wanted something really specific and something unique. I specialize in customized beats, so it wasn't an issue for me, but there was something missing when I sent her the first couple of drafts of the beat. Long story short, she was like, I need a guitarist. And I was like, well, where am I going to get a guitarist from? And then I thought to myself, Eureka, aha. I had a connection through We Should Write Sometime. One of my brothers, Ricardo, I reached out to him, sent him a text. I was like, yo, I got this issue. I need to bring this beat to life with a guitar. Can you hook me up? I sent them a reference track. I sent them the joint. He was like, yo, I'm in the studio right now. I got you. Long story short, he sent it to me, had a satisfied customer, and We Should Write Sometime helped me to complete a project. So thank you to the whole team. I just wanted to share my story. Talk to you soon.
Amazing songwriters, so I started looking up some music online, some people that I had kind of like were indie artists out here that I was like, okay, they're getting some cuts here. Who are some of the writers behind it? Who are some of the co-writers behind it? And so I started getting my lists of people that I wanted to write with. And while I was in Chicago, I had gotten cast to do $1 Million Quartet out with Norwegian Cruise Lines. So I knew that from, I think I started that contract end of April and ended it November 8th of 2019. So I knew for those 6 months I was out of the country, and then I was coming here to Nashville. And I was like, I've got 6 months to be on my own. Before I do that, let's get with some really good writers, write some stuff, and learn a whole bunch, cram it in like a week, and then take 6 months to dissect everything I learned from those co-writes. So I did. I came out here. I had messaged a couple people that I wanted to write some songs with. They were luckily so ready and down for that experience, and we did that. I mean, it was a long weekend for me. I was bouncing from co-write to co-write. I mean, 2 to 3 a day, which mentally is exhausting.
Because they're a couple hours, if not 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, and what's crazy is like some of them we wrote 2 songs in. Some of them we spent 5 hours and we got 1, and some of them were 2 hours, and a Swipe Right on Me, which is my debut single, was like 2.5 hours. It was like that, and we were done, and we were like, and it's one of those things that the more you reach out to people, you start building those contacts. And now you've got a source to reach out to more people. We Should Write Sometime is literally an app you can now log in and just start swiping on songwriters, start hearing songwriters and hearing songs that they've written through the app, and start being like, okay, maybe I don't click with this. Why don't I click with this? Or why don't I think that this person is maybe a good match for me? And you can start seeing, is it because they're a better melody line person and you're a melody line person? You're like, we've got 2 melody line people. What are we going to do now? Maybe you're a lyricist and you're looking for that melody line person. There are plenty of people who don't play instruments too. There are plenty of like amazing guitarists that are great for writing because they can do interesting things on the guitar that let you hear things that you wouldn't normally hear when you're playing your 4 chords, your 3 chords in the Truth Country song, So, I think it's one of those things that now the app, I think that's what's exciting about it, and then you can move to social media. You can start building those relationships. And I think as a songwriter, that's what you have to do, because now you've written your masterpiece. And let's say a friend you met through the app, right? You are on their social media and you realize that friend has an artist friend in town. That artist friend is looking for songs. You reach out to your friend and say, hey, we had that really great write this one time. Would you mind sending this demo to your friend? Just let them hear it. See if they're all interested. They may be like, nah, not happening. But they also may be like, this is my next single I'm cutting, and then it's there. But that happened 3 months ago. You built that relationship.
An article from like a BMI, some type of like electronic magazine or something, like saying like, and then it was like you guys. It was like, oh, you should check out this app called like We Should Write Sometime. I'm like, well, obviously I should do that. So I downloaded it and then like just started hustling and like, and actually I got to tell you this to get a little sidetracked, but I have,
I love it, man.
I have a write this week on Thursday with a girl I met from the app. And then I got a co-write next Wednesday in LA with a dude I met on the app. And then I just finished like probably one of the best like country songs I wrote with this dude that I met on the app that hit me up. He's living in like North Carolina, but he's from like Scotland.
Oh,
And we just wrote like, yeah, and then so we got another write on the 24th.
See,
So who knew crazy COVID times would have crazy awesome things happen too? Yours truly's face was on the Fox 17 Nashville news this evening, all because of a really cool app called We Should Write Sometime. I downloaded this app a couple months back. It's essentially a Bumble Tinder style swipe app for musician, artists, writer types. So you can see an artist or a writer's profile with the music that they've worked on, people that they've collaborated with, their social channels, you name it. And you swipe left or right if you think they'd be a fit to collaborate with you. And if they swipe right, then you can set up a co-write and set up a session. The second that COVID-19 popped off and everything was going to go virtual, I was like, I need to spend more time on this app and really lean in. Ended up connecting with a guy named Jesse who's actually in Peterborough, Ontario. We wrote a song. I talked about it on social a little bit. Kevin McCarty, the CEO and founder of the app, reached out. So yeah, Kevin reached out and now we're on the news, which is bananas, like I said. If you are a writer, producer, artist, what have you, I highly recommend you get this app and start connecting with people from all over. Go virtual. This is kind of a sign of the times, and we all can't be in music mecca cities like Nashville or Atlanta or LA or Toronto. So connect with some other like-minded people. Make sure your profile is super tight. And find some pals, and let's make some incredible music during these crazy, unprecedented, sometimes bleak times. Shout out to Kevin and the team. I'm super excited for you guys. Let's go write some damn songs.
Well, something about myself personally is I enjoy networking. I enjoy making connections. And you and I came across each other on LinkedIn.
yeah.
And you had told me a little bit about what y'all were doing and what all progressions y'all have made through your app. And so I was like, that's a really great concept of swiping left or right to try to figure out the type of composer you want to write with.
Right.
And I thought that was so neat. So I had downloaded the app, and within the first few hours, I was in love. I had already looked up 6 or 7 different artists and got to in depth look into their profile and see the materials that they have come up with already and just see what they're capable of. Just within the first week within me using the app, I found a gentleman by the name of Johnny Guest. And we were able to connect, and he doesn't live in Nashville. I forgot exactly where he lived again, but he doesn't live in Nashville, and I myself don't live in Nashville, but we both set up the demographics for living in Nashville, and we connected, and it was just, we continued to write together still to this day. We're still trying to come up with different versions of the songs that we've come up with. So I'm really excited about that. I met somebody I didn't think that I would be able to. And these are people that we can actually go in and see all of their previous material, and you can kind of adapt what they put into their songs. You can take that and perceive it and actually talk to them about it. Well, this song touched me this way. I wasn't expecting to hit from that aspect, but you make a great point. That's awesome. So it's really cool for me to be able to actually speak with a songwriter who I enjoy a song of theirs, and they get to actually talk with me about the meaning and where they were coming from when they came up with that song. And then you can share your experiences and then show them one of your songs. So it's definitely a rewarding process from the setup to getting to actually make these connections through your app. So I want to say thank you.